Welcome back, history enthusiast. Today we're diving into a topic that's as fascinating as it is misunderstood. Weird 21 Traditions of Ancient Rome. One, a Roman feast on couches. Our first weird tradition takes us to the dining tables of ancient Rome. Romans took their feasting quite seriously, often reclining on couches while enjoying their meals. It was believed that lying down aided digestion and enhanced the overall dining experience. 2. Forcing people to fight as gladiators. Gladiatorial games, a popular form of entertainment, were a bizarre tradition in ancient Rome. Slaves and captives were forced to fight each other or wild animals to entertain the masses. These brutal spectacles were not only for amusement, but also served as a reminder of the power and authority of the Roman rulers. 3. The cursed tablets at bathhouses. Imagine going to a bathhouse and finding tiny metal or lead tablets with curses written on them. In ancient Rome, people believed that by inscribing curses on these tablets and leaving them at the bathhouse, it would ensure the desired outcome, such as revenge or protection from theft. 4. The fascination with oracles. Ancient Romans had a deep fascination with oracles and fortune-telling. Seeking guidance and predictions, they would visit temples where oracles were believed to communicate with the gods. Surprisingly, the answers given by the oracles were often ambiguous and open to interpretation. 5. The bizarre Roman wedding rituals. Roman weddings were filled with peculiar traditions. For instance, the bride was carried across the threshold to ward off evil spirits. Additionally, the groom would break a loaf of bread over his bride's head as a symbol of good fortune and fertility. 6. The Vestal Virgins' peculiar life. The Vestal Virgins were Rome's sacred priestesses, guardians of the eternal flame and symbols of the city's fortune. Chosen in childhood, they were committed to 30 years of service and chastity. The peculiar aspect of their existence was not just their celibacy, but the harsh punishment awaiting any who strayed from their vows, burial alive. Their revered status and the severe consequences they faced for personal choices reflect the gravity of religious commitment in Roman society. 7. The ludicrous luxury of Roman banquets. Roman banquets were spectacles of opulence, featuring extravagant dishes like peacock and flamingo. The myth of vomitoriums suggests that Romans would purge themselves to continue feasting, although in reality, a vomitorium was simply a stadium exit. Nevertheless, these feasts were a display of wealth and power, where the elite could reinforce their status and indulge in the pleasures of the empire's far-reaching trade networks. 8. Funeral games and gladiatorial debuts. Funeral games were a blend of honor and entertainment, with gladiatorial debuts often marking the passing of a prominent figure. These games were more than blood sport. They were a celebration of the deceased's life and a testament to their status. The public's fascination with gladiators, who could be slaves or volunteers, also speaks to the complex Roman views on death, valor, and entertainment. 9. The superstition of the evil eye. The evil eye was a feared curse believed to cause harm or bad luck. Romans wore phallic amulets or fascinum to ward off this malevolent gaze, a practice that seems bizarre today but was a serious protective measure in antiquity. This superstition reveals the Romans' belief in the tangible power of envy and ill will, a concept that still finds echoes in various cultures worldwide. 10. The cult of Mithras. The cult of Mithras, imported from the East, was shrouded in mystery and known for its male-only membership and secret rituals. The Taurobolium, a ritualistic bull slaying, was believed to renew the world and bring salvation to its participants. The underground temples and the cult's popularity with Roman soldiers highlight the allure of mystery religions and the need for a personal connection with the divine in the vast Roman Empire. 11. The Festival of the Lemures. During the Festival of the Lemures, Romans sought to appease the restless spirits of the dead, lemures, with offerings of black beans. Households would perform rituals to exorcise these malevolent ghosts, reflecting a belief system where the spiritual realm was a direct extension of the physical, and the dead, if not properly honored, could influence the living. 12. Dining with the dead. The refrigerium was a tradition where Romans would dine at the graves of their departed loved ones, sharing a meal with the dead. This practice highlights the Roman approach to death and the afterlife, which was not a realm of fear, but a continuation of the social bond beyond the grave. These feasts were heartfelt commemorations, ensuring that the dead were not forgotten and that family ties stretched into eternity. 13. Omens and auguries. Romans held a deep belief in omens and auguries. Augurs, or priests, would interpret the will of the gods by studying the flight patterns of birds. These divinations could sway decisions from mundane daily choices to the fates of entire legions in battle. The practice was so integral that ignoring an unfavorable omen could lead to public outrage or even political downfall. This reliance on birdwatching underscores the Romans' desire to understand the divine will, a quest not unfamiliar even today in different forms. 14. The Roman Festival Calendar. The Roman calendar was a bustling schedule of festivals, many of which baffle the modern mind. Consider Saturnalia, a winter solstice festival where societal roles were humorously reversed. Masters served their slaves and moral restrictions were loosened. It was a time of merriment, but also a profound reflection of social structures. As this temporary inversion reinforced the status quo by its conclusion, the festival was so popular that some of its customs have trickled down into present-day holiday celebrations. 15. The chariot races of the circus. Maximus. The chariot races of the circus. Maximus were not just sporting events, they were an obsession. Racing factions known as the Reds, Whites, Blues and Greens had fervent supporters who would often resort to sabotage or spells to ensure their team's victory. This fanaticism over chariot teams illustrates the Romans' love for sport and how it intersected with politics and social identity. 16. The decadence of Roman baths. The Roman baths were complex institutions, serving as centers for hygiene, socialization, and business. The baths were equipped with libraries, lecture halls, and even restaurants. The elaborate heating systems and the grand architecture of baths, such as Caracalla and Diocletian, were emblems of civic pride and the importance of communal leisure in Roman culture. 17. The bizarre. Beauty routines. Roman beauty routines involved peculiar ingredients and practices. Crocodile dung was used as a skin cream, and lead-based concoctions were applied for a pale complexion. Despite their toxicity, these beauty rituals, often hazardous to health, were a testament to the high standards of beauty and the lengths to which Romans would go to achieve them. 18. The obsession with auspicious days. The Roman calendar was dotted with days considered auspicious or inauspicious. Activities such as weddings or business ventures were carefully planned according to these dates. This obsession with timing reflects the Romans' desire to align with the cosmos for favorable outcomes, a practice that resonates with the horoscopes and astrology of contemporary times. 19. The mania of the Bacchanalia. The Bacchanalia were rites in honor of Bacchus, the god of wine and ecstasy. Initially simple wine festivals, these gatherings evolved into frenzied rites that alarmed the Roman authorities, leading to a crackdown. The scandalous reputation of the Bacchanalia speaks to the tension between personal freedom and societal order in Rome. 20. The curious Roman funerals. Roman funerals, especially for the elite, were elaborate affairs. Processions could include actors wearing the death masks of ancestors, professional mourners, and even gladiatorial games. These funerals were not just a farewell to the deceased, but a display of their lineage and influence, a final assertion of status in a society deeply concerned with legacy. 21. The Sacred Chickens of Rome. The sacred chickens of Rome were a vital part of the military decision-making process, serving as oracles that could sway the judgments of generals and politicians. These birds, cared for by a special group of priests known as the Pulari, were presented with grains before a battle or major event. If they ate eagerly, scattering food around, it was a favorable sign. However, if they refused, it was considered an omen of impending failure. This practice was deeply ingrained in the Roman psyche, reflecting their belief in divine endorsement for their decisions, and the story of Publius Claudius Pulcher's defiance of such an omen, leading to a disastrous naval defeat, serves as a cautionary tale about respecting ancient rituals. Which of these customs surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching until the next time.